4:14 a.m. Emily's hand is already groping across the nightstand for her phone. She has 1 minute of grace before her first shift. Tuesday means a nursing aide shift from 6 to 2, then straight to a shipping store front desk until 8. Her husband Mark clocks inventory at a big box store and moonlights in deliveries on weekends. They juggle 4 jobs between them like flaming torches. In 2026, their combined hustle brings in $90,000. In the late 90s, that was the price of a stable middle-class life. Today, they never miss a payment, yet Emily just postponed a doctor's appointment because an $80 copay would break the grocery budget. They rely on SNAP to fill the fridge. Emily and Mark represent the exact sturdy stock the American dream was built to reward. Yet here they are, hardworking, capable, and quietly, relentlessly drowning. Contrast that exhaustion with the baseline of 1950. A single-income factory worker in Detroit could support an entire family. No college degree was required, just a steady spot on the line and a union card. That single paycheck bought the suburban house, the family car, healthcare, and a summer vacation. There was even enough left to save for college. Emily and Mark earn nearly double that 1950s amount in inflation-adjusted dollars. They work 4 times as many jobs, and they own a fraction of the assets. We are working harder and producing more than our grandparents did. So why does a modern paycheck buy a completely different, impoverished life? The objective data from 1950 and 2024 tells a story that goes beyond nostalgia. This chart tracks exactly how far the same paycheck stretches. Housing costs have exploded. In 1950, a home cost 2.2 times a family's income. Today, that multiple has reached 5.5. Basic mobility is taking a larger bite too. Owning a car has shifted from a manageable expense to consuming 35% of a household's income. Human essentials show the most devastating spikes. Healthcare jumped from 5% to 22% of income, and college tuition erupted to a multiple of 85 times. These compounding systemic costs have completely outmatched the modern dual-income hustle. The entire system itself has been repriced against the American worker. The system broke at a specific historical moment. For decades after World War II, worker productivity and compensation moved in lockstep. Then, in the early 1970s, they parted ways. Productivity continued its climb, rocketing up 306%, but typical worker compensation was suppressed, climbing only 153%. That newly generated wealth flowed uphill to capital. The top 1% now commands roughly $52 trillion, nearly a third of total U.S. wealth. Thomas Piketty diagnosed this structural tilt. When returns on capital consistently outrun wage growth, inequality hardens into armor that protects the wealthy across generations. This K-curve economy shows how business cycles now widen the gap. Recessions and expansions systematically leave poor households behind, while high-income agents accelerate. This divergence follows 88 years of specific policy choices, from the erosion of union protections to trade deals like NAFTA that hollowed out 7 million manufacturing jobs. This is the traceable record of an economy being redesigned to benefit capital, while the costs rain down on workers. Understanding this crisis requires mapping it across 3 scales: macro national policy, organizational incentives, and the daily exhaustion of people like Emily and Mark. What happened to the American middle class after 1938 is an incremental simmer sold as progress. The frog never leaps because the heat rises gradually. Its nervous system registers a pleasant, warming bath until escape becomes impossible. A successful political sleight of hand convinced the people most scalded by these choices that their financial discomfort is a personal failing. The water is reaching the limit. But we have entered the age of intelligence, where the data provides nowhere left for these policies to hide. We finally have the forensic tools to expose exactly who turned up the flame and the strategy to turn it back down.